So before we start, I just want to say the reason I'm even making this video is because our larger tank, our 40-gallon, actually had a cloud issue, and it's finally fixed. Obviously, you can see it was clear now, and that's basically what made this video. So if you want to stay tuned to this whole video, at the end I'll actually show the footage that I have and what I did to fix mine and all that. But the reason I'm making this video and telling all the types is because of that, just so you guys know. So if you guys want to see it, keep watching to the end, and there'll be a second part add on to the video of footage that I had when I was fixing that tank and basically everything I did. But to get on to the actual, so people they get questions all the time, why they get a white cloud, or more of a foggy water, and it's really a common thing, and a lot of people struggle with it a lot. And there's really 3 reasons, and they're all pretty simple. It's just sometimes I think we overthink it, and it's always never that serious. I mean, but first reason is, and this is actually the easiest, if you have this then you're good to go. It's really not hard. But the first one is, if your tank is just set up, maybe a week old, maybe a couple weeks old, who knows, maybe a couple days, but your tank's has it's really white or foggy and it's brand new, you got the easiest one, so you don't even have to worry about it. That's just your tank cycling. There's still ammonia in your tank, so because you don't have nitrate or nitrates fighting that ammonia yet, so that ammonia is causing a white fog. And until your filters build bacteria, or your tank builds bacteria, that will eventually go away. It never takes that long, especially if you could put supplements, bacteria supplements, that even help go even faster. But if you're just doing a simple cycle, it should, especially with a new tank, it should never take more than a month. And you can even do it in a week or 2 if you're using faster methods. But easiest one in the whole list, I would say 1 and 3 are kind of tied, but this one's the easiest one because it's not a big deal, because it always happens. Unless you're already putting cycled media into your tank, you're always going to have this problem at the beginning of stages. But that's that. So number 2 is the one that I actually had, and I'm kind of dumb for letting it happen because I should have fixed it a long time ago. But is, if your tank's months old or even years old, and you randomly one day get foggy water, and you don't know why, because your tank's really established. And basically the reason for that is either your filters or filtration can't handle what's in the tank. And my problem was, when I added a lot of fish, added a lot more stuff about a couple months ago, the filters are doing fine, but eventually it finally caught up and the filters couldn't handle it, and so there's more ammonia building up in the tank than it was removing it. So that caused a white cloud, because there's not enough bacteria killing that ammonia in the tank. So what you would do in that situation is you kind of need to assess your tanks. So this is kind of the harder part, is you kind of need to see what's causing that, because it could actually, sometimes it's not actually the filter itself. Sometimes if you have too many fish, kind of like what I was dealing with, that could cause it. So basically you just need to find a way to get more bacteria growing. So you can add more media, biomedia, anything you can do to build bacteria up so it can withstand. Even bigger filters will help, but really you just need to have what I usually do is just add more media. There's no need to really get a bigger filter unless your filter is already filled up. Like, say you have your filter's too small and there's only a small amount of media and you need even more media, then you could go maybe upgrade to a little bit bigger filter. And that's kind of like what happened here with this tank. But other thing is look for any dead fish or even dead plants, because you need to look for stuff that builds up ammonia. And dead fish will arise ammonia, and dead plants will also arise ammonia. Now, you could have like this, like maybe one leaf here and there. That ain't gonna do nothing, especially if your tank's big enough. But definitely for fish, if you have a large fish that's dead somewhere in the tank and it's just rotting away, that will build up ammonia in your tank, and then you'll think it's, your filters or something else, but it's not. So always, that's what I would do. That would be the first thing I do. Just kind of check the tank, make sure there's nothing weird going on, and if it's not that, then it's definitely, your filters are underpowered and it just can't take away that ammonia. And so, like I said, you can add media, you can upgrade your filters and add more media at the same time. Whatever you think needs, whatever you think works best. Um, Usually, if you still have room in your filters, I would just add media. And then what I'd also do is buy some. I don't, I don't know if I have a bottle in here just to show you guys, but like Seachem Stability, add in, or any bio enhancer will help. Stability is my go-to. It's probably the best you can get. You can get really big bottles of it, and just dose that for the next week. And I just bought a little small bottle and just dumped the whole thing in the tank, and it literally cleared up in a couple of days. But obviously that cost a lot of money. I was trying to really get it away faster. But if you dose for the next week, your cloudiness will go away as soon as 3 to 4 days, and at most it's going to take a week as long as you do this right stuff. But and most of the time, if you want to get by for a while, like if you don't want to buy more media and you're kind of money tight, then yeah, you can actually buy a bottle Stability, or if you have Stability, just dose that like every other day or every day, and it'll get the cloudiness away and go back to crystal clear. It's just obviously that's not going to be a long-term fix, so you just have to think about that. But now the last option is pretty simple too. It's nothing worth explaining a lot, but one thing, if your tank is new, ask yourself, depending on your substrate, this is the first thing. If you have gravel or sand, it could another be other option, because like gravel, if you don't rinse it off, it'll have a dust on it still, and that will cloud up the water white. I know that's happened. Sand can also do the same thing. It's usually not as white. It's usually a different color. So, but mainly if you have gravel in the beginner stage of a tank, that can also be the reason. This is an easy fix too. All you can really do is just let the filters run, and you can do daily water changes if you want to, and it'll eventually go away too. I just want to add fish until that's fixed, because that dust, it could be harmful for to species. But I know this video is a little bit long, so I don't want to, and I talked a little fast, but I hope if you guys have any questions, or if you need more information, you could definitely ask me down below. I'm here to answer everything. So, but other than that, stay tuned if you want to see kind of how I fix my big tank. But other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So I'm going to show this tank and tell you guys haven't really seen what's been happening, but I'll kind of explain everything in this video and then talk about what I'm doing. So this tank, it got a bacteria bloom, and obviously this has happened so many times. This tank, it's just kind of I know why it has been doing it so many times over the years, but this time it's been one of the worst. And if you remember, some people that might remember back, it was a couple years ago when I had a really bad one, and it took all summer to get rid of it. And the main reason it did it now, because I actually fixed it before with the same thing I'm doing now, and the reason it's doing it again is because when I set up that 20-gallon, obviously I took a lot of media out of this tank and put it in that tank so we can jumpstart that tank, and which most people do. But one thing I did was I took a lot of media. You can see how big this bag is, and see how much low media in it, and then it was that, and then this sponge served as one of the medias. But basically this filter was just full of just biomedia only. Obviously you guys know how I do my filters, and there was never enough in here after I did that. I never got more and replaced it, so that's what I did. So I went out on Amazon. They had this big old jug, 1 liter, for half off, so I got this actually really cheap for how expensive usually this stuff is. And Matrix is usually one of the best you can get, so, and I really like it, but as you can see, it's so little, and then now I filled up and rinsed out. Put quite a bit in this bag because I didn't fill it up all the way because I know it's not going to fit, especially with this. I don't know if I might just, if this all fits in here, I might just put this and mix it up with that and, you know, throw that one away, except how dirty it is, um, but one tip with this stuff for you guys watching is the rinse. You know, make sure you rinse it off, especially when you have new biomedia, because it is really dusty, especially this Matrix. When you pour it in the bag, you'll see a lot of dust come out. But as you see, you can see the tank. I mean, it don't look too hard on one camera, but you can see. I see how you can't even see clearly through it. I mean, you can see me more than you see the tank, but it's really bad. I shouldn't. I really shouldn't be this stupid. You know, doing this for how many years? You know, 10 years, and I still make mistakes like this. But it was just kind of a thing where I just totally put it off, and now it's getting more fish. Like, not too long ago we added a bunch of fish in here, and then now the filters can't keep up with it. So today's the day we finally fix it, and so we don't have to deal with it. And of course, when we upgrade, we won't even have this problem ever again, because actually, obviously we won't have this problem next time, because we'll have canister filters on everything, and it'll be much easier. I can just load those things with media. But for now, we're just gonna, so we don't have to look at this ugliness no more. So I'm just gonna, I actually took the sponge out because it's taking a lot of room. I'll see if it fits in that filter, because it's also a lot of good bacteria on this one, because this sponge is mainly what it's used for. It's such coarse that it won't clog as easy, so I use that as a, and that filter doesn't usually clog as much unless you don't clean it for like a month straight, but it's usually never gets that bad. So see if this can, yeah, I might have, depends, I might have to take some out. Okay, we got it in there. I kind of just folded over. See, that's quite a bit. So actually, so now that I see that, so yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and put that in there, because it looks like it'll fit. So I won't be able to fit anything else in there unless I want to put some pinky filter on top. But I'll add the old one into that one. Get rid of this bag. I also got these. It's basically the same thing as this. It's a little bigger. Let's see here. These they come with like a 3-pack, 5-pack. It depends what you buy. I always get these on Amazon. They have little zippers. Not that bad of a price. You can get. I usually just get some cheap ones, but about $7-8, and you can get, actually for $7-8 you can usually get 5 of those. I usually pay about $3 or $4 and get 3 of them, so they're really cheap and really nice, especially with the zippers. Some media bags are really weird, and they always dump your media out. You're not paying attention. I don't know how many times I've done that with the Aqua Clears. They always have those zip ties on top, and I'll go to pick up the bio media and it just all dumps out. So I really like the zipper bags. But see, I just kind of wanted to showcase this. I don't want to make this video too long, because it's not really anything interesting. It's just more of explaining my mistake. But if you want to, it's on. So if you guys have Prime, if you guys are still watching, I think I paid, what did I pay? It had to be just right around $10. It was like $12-13 for a big old liter of this. I mean, that is a great deal for Matrix, especially of that much, because 1 liter, it says I'll do 200 gallons. That's obviously false, but this much media, yeah, this will definitely do any tank, this size, which is like 40 gallons. But other than that, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.